I'm waiting for the PowerPoint to be pulled up. This commission is no different in looking the other way on Coastal Development Permit 5-91463. In fact, the staff issued a coastal development permit without a vote of the California Coastal Commission, and falsified roll call was provided. The Coastal Commission staff is actively concealing this important information from the Coastal Commission regarding 591-463. The date of hearing was scheduled for May 12, 1992. Please remember this date. Records responsive to a CPRA prove that the Coastal Commission staff issued a coastal development permit without a vote by this commission and without a public hearing. There are no transcripts available, but the hearing audio tape was provided. It proves the commission did not vote to approve the permit on the 12th, and the tape says the hearing was trailed to the next day, the 13th, and it was not. The audio tapes prove that. The application was received on March 23, 1992. Prior to the hearing on May 12th, a roll call was submitted by an unknown party to the staff, date stamped April 8th, more than a full month before the hearing. It says, as modified by staff. This is the record of vote that the staff presented to me in the CPRA. The hearing was scheduled for May 12th. The coastal development permit was issued on August 7th, 1992, and says the vote was on April 8th, 1992. It also says the findings were adopted on September 16th, 1992. There was no hearing on April 8th. The adopted findings issued on September 16, 1992 say the hearing was on May 12th, contradicting the permit which says the vote was on April 8th. The audio tape of the May 12th hearing indicates the information required for the commission to vote is missing. Executive Director Peter Douglas encouraged the commission to vote anyway and to sort it out later. Staff counsel Ralph Faust objected. Peter Douglas said, "I'll get the names," probably referring to the names you just saw in the falsified roll call, "and we will trail this till tomorrow." There was no hearing on the next day, May 13th, according to the May 13th audio record, and there was no hearing. The permit was issued by staff without a hearing, without a vote by the Coastal Commission, and using a falsified roll call submitted by an unknown party, date stamped in a month before the hearing occurred. Therefore, this permit is void. And here is the audio tape of that hearing, and you can hear for yourself that this is not a fallacy. It's the truth. This commission staff issued a permit contrary to the due process of law, which requires this commission to take a vote and do this. Now remember, the following hearing, we have the audio tapes of that from PRA. It was not trailed to the next day. No vote was taken. Therefore, this permit is void. Here's the audio tape. Could you turn it up, please? Okay, got a little volume issue here, but this works too.
Yes, and item 13.
Vice findings are adopted.
13B. Yes, and item 13B is the revised findings for the McGuire-Thomas amendment, and these set of findings reflect the Commission's action to approve the amendment. There is a handout from the applicant's representative in which they suggest 4 relatively minor corrections to the revised findings. We've reviewed that handout, and we agree that those corrections should be made to reflect your action and incorporate those into our staff recommendation. That concludes my comments.
Do you have the prevailing side on that, Chuck? I didn't bring any records on it.
I wasn't here at the hearing either.
Teresa probably brought one. We're going to have to probably continue this, Mr. Chairman, because they don't have the prevailing side.
Tell you what, why don't you all vote for it, and then we'll sort it out later. We'll sort it out.
I'm going to tell Mr. Faust Mr. Faust is having a stroke.
All right. We'll have to call San Francisco.
I'll get the names and we'll trail this till
We
tomorrow.
anticipate interrogatories if we do this.
Yes.
No, and then maybe depositions. So we'll trail this and get the names for you for tomorrow.
Okay. I think that takes us to 15.
That's the end of the
Okay.
tape, and you can stop the
Yes, Mr. Chairman,
audio.
item 15.
So we have the hearing audio tapes from the following day, the 13th. No vote was taken. The Coastal Commission issued a permit. The staff issued a permit anyway, and usurped this commission's authority and overstepped and defrauded the entire state and the United States in this respect. This is deplorable, and this will be addressed again in the context of the Coastal Development Permit 591-463. It may end up, who knows, it may end up in litigation again, and you will hear about it, and you need to do something to fix this, because this is the permit they're trying to finish with the Ballona Wetlands restoration to complete the flood control project predicated on this permit. Thank you.
And you could submit that, the additional comments to Ms. Miller for the record. But had a question for staff. During public comment, some extremely serious allegations were alleged with respect to an item and a vote in 1992 in the Ballona area involving an alleged falsified roll call vote. And do you have some additional information to provide us? It's very serious allegations, and I think we have to address whatever that is.
No, I don't have any knowledge of what went on there, and I would encourage Mr. Davis to submit any evidence he has, and we can look into it, certainly. From what I heard, though, it sounded like a revised findings hearing that was postponed and that the permit was approved, but the revised findings needed to be acted on. So I just want to remind the Commission that we don't have to have revised findings to issue a CDP. So, but we can certainly look into those allegations.
Thank you for that clarification. That certainly helps. And if the public speaker could submit something in writing, I'm sure that our staff, as they have indicated, will look into that.